Sam here at Magic with Gadgets, and I've got a brilliant episode for you today because we're talking all about the most common mistakes when it comes to cooking potatoes in the air fryer. We've actually been cooking potatoes in the air fryer since 2012, believe it or not. I can't believe how long it has actually been. And you know what it's like with anything new you start using, especially when it comes to kitchen gadgets, you kind of find your way eventually and you end up tweaking things and thinking, right, that didn't work for me, and changing the way you do things. But of course, we've done all the practicing, so you don't need to. And I keep getting asked a lot about what are the biggest mistakes when it comes to air frying, so I thought it'd be nice to hop on the podcast today and talk to you about the biggest air fry potato mistakes. So number one, following AI. This absolutely has to be the number one thing because it really worries me at the moment, because the problem is that AI is just a predictive text, and it's just throwing out there information that it thinks is relevant for you. And in the cookery world, it's just saying all sorts of weird stuff. And because it's grabbing it from multiple different sources, a lot of people have said that the recipes don't work or the information it gives doesn't work. I mean, I saw an AI result for a type of potato wedges, and it was recommending 60% longer than the cook time of what I would cook them for, and at a much higher temperature. So that really worried me, and I've seen some really weird results from AI. But like I said, it's just a computer system rather than a human actually telling you how to cook. So of course use AI, but use it with caution, and don't use it for telling you time and temps for recipes, because it is really off in that department. Number two is another big red flag, and that is using what you would call aerosol sprays or 1-calorie sprays for cooking food with in the air fryer. Because what this does is it removes the beautiful coating in your air fryer and it runs down the air fryer. And if you're spraying something with olive oil and the stuff's coming out white, then you know it's no good for you. And what I've actually found is that when you actually measure out the amount of extra virgin olive oil you use in cooking for your air fried potatoes, that there's not actually that much in it between actually using proper olive oil and using these aerosol sprays. Number three is overfilling the air fryer. You know, sometimes you think, oh, I'm feeding X amount of people, I'm just going to put some more chips on. And the problem you have there is that some of your chips will struggle to go brown, and it will take you forever because you'll be constantly shaking the air fry basket, hoping that you can get them all cooked. And before you know it, it's taking you longer than what it would have done if you'd have done them in 2 batches in the first place. Number four is thinking that you need to cook every type of potato at 200 Celsius, 400 Fahrenheit. This temperature is the same as max on the oven, and is all you only really used for crisping up your food. It's like your grill feature in a way, so that when you've cooked your potatoes, you increase your temperature to 200 Celsius, 400 Fahrenheit. If you cook your chips, your roast potatoes, your wedges, your jacket potatoes and such like at this for all the cooking time, you're going to end up with them over brown on the outside and uncooked in the inside. Let me introduce you to the Complete Air Fry Cookbook, which has sold more than 200,000 copies worldwide, is a Sunday Times bestseller, and features in many cookery magazines. But never mind its impressive stats, what success can it bring you? It can teach you how to air fry from experts, having used the air fryer since 2012. Everything actually cooks in the air fryer, so no saucepans, frying pans and such like. It includes step-by-step photos and easy recipes that will get you confident with the air fryer. So search Air Fry Sam and Don online and add it to your Amazon basket. Find it in Lakeland, Waterstones, online at many retailers, or go to KitchenGadgetsClub.com/books. Number five would be not mixing your ingredients together before you pop them into the air fryer. And by this I mean you only need a tiny little bit of oil on potatoes, and it's a great time to add your seasoning at the same time. So if you mix those ingredients with your hands in a bowl and then put them in the air fryer, you have a brilliant all-round coating of the oil on your potatoes. Whereas if you just threw your potatoes in the air fryer, added a drizzle over, it's not going to give it a proper coating, and you're going to end up wasting oil and using more oil than you actually need. Number 6 has to be not using the right amount of oil, because you're probably thinking, I'm used to shallow frying, I'm used to deep fat frying, I need a really good amount of oil here. And that's one of the reasons why people often complain that the air fryer is smoking, because too much oil is being used or the wrong type of oil. Stick with extra virgin olive oil. And then just think of it like this: 1 tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil is enough for 4 portions of chips. So you really don't need a lot of oil. And if you feel like your food's not getting crispy enough, you can always fill a bottle with some extra virgin olive oil and just spray the tops of the food, because this can make such a big difference to potatoes. And for example, I would say a tablespoon of olive oil becomes the standard amount that you use across so many different recipes, because I would use this amount if I was doing jacket potatoes, potato wedges, potato cubes, chips and such like. So just remember that you don't need like 6 tablespoons of olive oil. And if you're kind of thinking olive oil is really expensive, you know, a bottle lasts a long time. I'm amazed by how long we can get a bottle of olive oil to last, considering we're a family of 5 anyway, and we're also making lots of new recipes for you all. But you know, ours doesn't go down very quickly considering how much cooking we actually do. And the final one, number 7, would be either not shaking or not turning your food, and not understanding when to do it. Because there's always that big discussion, isn't there, about shaking your chips and understanding when to shake your chips, or turning over your jacket potatoes. Generally speaking, if I'm doing some chips, I'll probably only shake the air fryer about 3 times, and this just moves them about a bit and helps with the golden colour on your chips. And the same for roast potatoes or cubed potatoes or wedges as well. And then if I was doing a jacket potatoes, or if you live in the US and call them baked potatoes, I would turn them halfway through, because otherwise you'll end up with one side really golden and the other side not so golden. So don't worry that you need to be shaking the air fryer constantly. You really don't. It's just a little bit during the process of making your chips or doing your potato wedges, and then turning your food. If you're cooking something for quite a long time, like jacket potatoes, so it just doesn't end up just cooked on one side and looking a bit pale and anemic on the other. And those are the 7 different ways where we have shown you the mistakes that people make with potatoes, so that you can improve your potato game in the air fryer. Because it can be so hard when you're starting out with air frying and knowing if you got on the right track, if you're doing it right, wondering why your chips didn't turn out as good as you wanted them to, the roast potatoes, or even which oil you're using in the air fryer. So it's been a pleasure to bring you this latest podcast episode. Do let me know which mistakes you would like me to feature next. Is there a type of food you would like me to cover? Is there another type of podcast episode you would like me to do? Do let me know, and thanks so much for listening. Thanks so much for listening, and you can find us on social media. We're on Facebook, Pinterest, TikTok, and of course Instagram. And you know, you can also subscribe to our YouTube channel, or why not head over to KitchenGadgetsClub.com/newsletter and join our weekly newsletter, where we go into detail about all our favourite kitchen gadget recipes, tips, tricks and resources. And a ciao for now.